Hey guys, Anthony Urban here, your equipment diagnostic manager. I'm going to hook refrigeration gauges up to my Bev Air unit and recover the refrigerant from it into this recovery cylinder. So the very first thing I'm going to do is take my blue hose, which is my suction gauge, and connect it to my suction port. I'm going to take my red hose, which is my discharge gauge, and I'm going to connect it to my high side, which is my discharge line. I'm then going to take this third hose, which is the yellow hose. This is used for charging and recovery. I'm going to connect this to my recovery unit. There's usually a side that either has a blue knob on it, or it's going to have an in to the recovery unit, and that's where we hook that yellow hose. That's going to suck the refrigerant out of the system. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a spare hose, and I'm going to connect it to my outside of the recovery unit, and I'm going to connect it to the blue side of my recovery cylinder. I'm then going to open up my blue knob, and I'm going to open up my out, and it's going to be ready to pump. Now my gauges are still closed. I'm going to turn on my recovery unit, and once my recovery unit starts, I'm going to open up my red knob, which is going to allow the recovery unit to suck refrigerant from just the high side. We want to suck as much liquid refrigerant as possible. When the liquid refrigerant is done being sucked out, we're going to open up the low side and let the system equalize. The recovery cylinder is going to condense the rest of the vapor in the system and then take it to our recovery cylinder. Once you see the gauges on the recovery unit and the gauges that you have in your hand connected to the system come down to 0 psi and come down into a vacuum a little bit, you know all the refrigerant is done, and you can shut the unit off and you're good to go. If you have any other questions, please contact your ASM or FSM. Thanks guys.